On this edition of Cop Beat, we're talking about summer vacation safety. The weather is getting nicer and we want to get out of town, get out and explore the world, really. And Constable Steve Baker joins us to tell us how to stay safe this summer. So Constable Baker, what are some tips you have for people heading out this summer, heading out of the city, especially maybe let's start off with car safety, leaving things in your car?
One of the big problems we see every summer is that you travel with your car, you have all your stuff packed into it, you go to a hotel, it's late at night, you grab whatever you need, you go into the hotel room, you leave everything else in the car. And then we get car break-ins. And now your entire vacation is ruined, or your business trip or whatever it is ruined because everything just got stolen out of your car. So don't leave stuff in your car. It's as simple as that, right? You take it out of the car and you lock the door. Those two steps will solve 99% of your problems when it comes to car thefts. Take it out, lock the doors.
So if you follow that, but now you're in an unfamiliar city, what do you recommend for that, Constable Baker?
There's a lot of steps you have to take and a lot of things you have to consider when you're in a different city. Namely, you're unfamiliar with the city, or you could be, right? Where are the dangerous spots? Because every city has shady areas in it, right? And so you want to have your route planned out, know your maps, know where you're going, plan that ahead so you're not driving around aimlessly in the city at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, lost, and you're now, and unbeknown to you, you're in the prime drug strip, and now everything's all ruined again. So have your route planned out, know where you're going. Some other things to be aware of, I guess, when you're visiting another city, especially another country, is the security systems that they have for things like credit cards and identity theft, right? For example, the United States doesn't have the chip card on their credit cards, and so skimming is still a major problem in there. And just for skimming is when they steal your information off your credit card and you pass it through the thing. So you got to be really aware of those kind of things, right? And you go to other countries like Mexico, or they're great places to visit, but you have to be aware that your identity, your credit card information can be taken, and so you have to take those steps to make sure that you stay safe and that you protect that information so that it doesn't get compromised.
And I think that's something that we maybe take for granted here. Like you said, we have a little bit more safety with the chip, and so that's something that when you are leaving the other countries, you have to remember that you're not in your home country.
Yeah, and one of the best examples of taking things for granted and forgetting where you are is when you go to a resort and the booze is free, right? Drinks are included. And people get themselves into a lot of trouble because they're in an unfamiliar place. They're behaving like they're in Canada, but they're not. And they are really, really drunk. And so you want to have a good time when you're on vacation, right? You want to drink. You're good. That's all fun and dandy. But you have to have at least somebody that's reasonably responsible enough and not drunk enough that you're not going to find yourself in a situation you don't want to be in.
Really good advice. Thank you so much, Constable Baker. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
We'll have more on Go Southern Alberta right after this.